So there's a lot happening with the Google AI Studio right now. The team has been shipping non-stop since Google I/O, and some of it is genuinely impressive. Stuff like native Android apps from a single prompt, workspace integrations built right in, the whole remote agents story. So here's what I did. I went through everything, picked the 6 things that I feel actually matter, and I'm going to do a live demo of each one of those. Here's what we are going to cover so that you can skip ahead if you want. First, they added a brand new agents tab inside AI Studio. There's a whole gallery of agents in there, and the headliner obviously is the Antigravity agent. Same agent that powers the IDE, and now that lives inside AI Studio. Number two is you can fully customize these agents, system instructions, what tools they can use. You can also add your own skills all in the playground. And honestly, the programmatic side of this, calling agents from your own code, which is remote agents, that's deep enough to deserve its own video. So please let me know in the comment section if you would want me to create a video on remote agents using Gemini. Number three is native Android apps. From one prompt to an actual Android phone app. 250,000 of these have already been built in just a week. Then we will cover workspace apps, right? Gmail, Drive, Sheet, all connected, and you are able to build an app within the AI Studio with all the authorization and everything taken care of. Number five will be managing your Gemini API usage, which actually got way cooler. You can also get a per key breakdown of all the things that you would need to see. And last one is one-click export from AI Studio straight into Antigravity. Full project context comes with. There's also some stuff that's not in the app, but it's on the roadmap. So we'll hit that at the end. Chapter markers are on the timeline. Please feel free to skip ahead to whatever interests you. All right. A quick disclaimer, all opinions are my own and do not belong to my employer. All right. With that, let's get into it. All right, so I'm in Google AI Studio, and you can see that they have really categorized the left-hand section pretty well. So they have this whole build section now, and then the playground section. So we're going to start with playground here. And what they have also done is they have introduced a whole new tab, which is called agents, right? So they also have models where you can go ahead and look into all the featured models. They also have this over here as well. So something similar, but with the tab, it just makes it pretty easy. So if you are looking for like a coding and chatting agent, you're only specifically looking for that. Then image generation, video generation. They also obviously have Lyria and stuff like that for music and speech generation as well, right? And real time is the live API. So what I want to do first is actually, I want to talk about the build with agents. And this is where they introduced the concept of Google hosted remote agent. And in this case, they have given 6 out of the box agents. You can see that there is an AI talk radio, customer support, data analyst, and stuff like that. So if I click on Antigravity here, right? So what this really does is this will spin up a remote autonomous infrastructure or an environment, and this will become an agent that is running in the backend for you using Google's infrastructure, right? You should not be getting confused with this with a chatbot kind of an instance. This is like a fully blown agent based on the instruction that you will provide. It will run autonomously and complete it and then come back to you with the end result, right? So let's say that I've asked it to do something like this, build an interactive timeline website covering all the major Google I/O announcement 2026 date. And then I want it to build like a website, right? So I'm just going to give this to it, right? And here, what it is supposed to be doing now is you can see, number one, it is spinning up a remote environment. So you can literally see the thoughts of the agent. So now it is calling the tools remotely and stuff like that. And it continues to do, right? In this case, it has to write code, it has to do some search, it has to gather all of those and then come back to you with an answer, right? So we'll give it a few seconds for it to finish what I've asked it to do. And then I'll come back and explain you the second aspect. So now it's writing the file and it has almost completed. So it will also create like a self-contained file for us, which is pretty cool as an output, right? So it has already done that, and it has created the application as a self-contained file. So let's click on this and see what it has created. So if I click on the view, and there you go, right? So what I can do at any point in time is download this, and then I can open this up as the full-blown web page. You can see this already. And there you go, right? All of the different types of announcements. Google announced Gemini Omni. It has embedded. I think we need to be online for the embedded video to start, but it has done a good job in kind of capturing that. It has also talked about Gen UI and Nano Banana, art generator, and it's also given if we want to create something, right? So it's pretty cool, and I'm able to change things and look at the output here. So very impressive, right? An Antigravity 2.0 CLI simulator. So you can click on any one of these and it basically simulates. Again, pretty cool. So you just saw the power of the agent, which was able to spin all this up, and all this with just one single command, which is here, right? Build an interactive timeline website covering all the major this, give date, product feature name, two-sentence description, wherever possible, embed the link, clickable timeline, etc., and look at the beautiful output, right? And this is the power of agent because you are giving it full scope of leveraging all the tools and stuff like that. So that I thought was very interesting, which is leveraging this particular agent over here, right? Anti-gravity preview. Okay. So that's the first update. Now, the second update really, or the second important piece is this one is already anti-gravity. So if you click on this, the instructions and everything is already here. Now, what you could also do is you could go ahead and change it, right? So this is where you can add your own sources. I think it's going to be easier for me to explain this. Let me select an existing agent over here. So let's say that if I select, let's say the AI talk radio. So now you can see it has got 18 sources. You can look into the skills and the agent.md and the requirements and stuff like that. And this is where you're able to go ahead and change all of this. And this will allow you to create a remote agent of your own, right? Which is pretty interesting. So these are the two main features that I wanted to show. So now let's get into the build part. Now, you can already see the highlight here, which is build an Android app. So this is a big thing because building a Android native app via vibe coding was not at all an easy task. So this is the one that I'm going to say, build me a coffee inventory tracker for whatever Northwind coffee, list view of items and add new item button, low stock filter. So this will be a native Android app and this does a great job kind of building with Kotlin. And one cool thing that they've also introduced as we're talking is you can select the design as you go, which is pretty cool. It proactively suggests you certain designs based on your prompt. Maybe I'll take the elegant dark. So I'm going to select this particular design. So it's going to apply that design once it is able to build that. Okay, I had made a mistake. I had not selected the build an Android app tab. So it actually built a web app. So I just did this again. And now I've selected build an Android app and I can restart it. Now you can see that it is actually giving a very immersive app design, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and select this. And then again, we'll wait for it to come back and show you the output. All right, so it has completed its job and you can see how it is actually showing it as an Android simulator. So you can double click on this and then it opens this up and you're able to add any item with quantity and stuff like that. And it's really simulating the mobile screen. So you're able to test all of the functionality. So you have all of the different things that you would want to see. So I'm just going to add something just to show you the functionality. And I just did that. And now you're able to see that it is already here and you're able to start interacting with it, right? So pretty cool. And depending on what kind of app you want to build, you're able to do that. And then here, you're able to install this directly on your phone. So it is giving you the instructions, go to the settings of the phone and enable the developer mode. Then you can use the USB and then install via USB and you will be able to see this app on the phone. Pretty interesting for you to be able to see this. And it is a fully Kotlin based app. So you're able to really use this on your phone as a native Android app, right? Which is pretty cool. That's like a major functionality that they've added within Google AI Studio. You are able to now build Android apps directly from AI Studio. So that's the third demo that I wanted to cover. Now, the next very interesting one is where they have added all of the native Google Workspace apps directly here, right? So you're able to actually like build everything on top of it. So for instance, here I've got this sales pipeline Google Sheet, right? So there's got lead, first name, last name, company. It's basically a sales pipeline. So you can see who has closed how much of deal and what is the next action, who's the owner and stuff like that. So let's say that I want to actually connect this and then use Google Sheet as an input here. So I'm just going to do this. And then I'm going to say that, hey, build me a sales pipeline management app that connects to my this particular sheet in Google Drive. So I'm also going to link this sheet here so that it knows which sheet I'm going to talk about. And then I'm going to start building it, right? So now it is able to directly build an app almost like a CRM app, but the underlying data will be directly in this particular sheet. So what I want to do is once the app is built, I want to do an interaction where via the app, we will show if the sheet data has changed and vice versa, right? Again, as you are seeing here, it directly shows the designs and stuff like that, which I, again, thought is really cool. This is, again, a new feature that they've added. I'm going to select the sophisticated dark as an example and let it build, right? So here, as soon as you select anything, it runs, asks it to enable sheet, whatever workspace option that you will do, it will automatically enable all the permissions so that all that OAuth and stuff like that completely automated for you via AI Studio, which is pretty amazing because, as we all know, it used to take a little bit of a time, but now you don't have to worry about it. So we'll give it a few seconds for it to complete, and then I will come back and show you the finalized. All right, looks like the app is complete. And the first thing that you would see is the automatic sign in with Google, which is what they have added. So I'm just going to sign in here, and then you're able to see this particular pipeline. So here you can see that this is pretty much the same sheet that it is connected. So you can see all of the different people who are listed, right? So company name and stuff like that. So what we can do here is, let's say that let's select based on a particular owner. So let's take David Kim, and then I go here and let's say that it built like a search functionality. So, David here has Markview, Kingsbury, Fairview, and Maple. Let's see, David here has Fairview, Maple, Kingsbury, and Markview. Perfect. So you can see that it is pretty much connected. Let's say that I want to enter lead over here, right? Let me just fill like a demo data. And if I save this and then go back to sheet, there you go. So you're able to see that it is directly connected from the app, right? Like, this is pretty fantastic. Now you're able to build something pretty quickly. You might have also seen that the pipeline also got reflected, right? You're able to build like a full search functionality on a beautiful dashboard, which is like really bi-directional, right? So if you make any changes over here or there, like, you're able to also see the changes that is done over here as well. Pretty good. And this is, I just showed like one, but I'm happy to make a separate, deeper video on connecting all different workspace apps on Google AI Studio. So if you guys are interested, please do let me know in the comment section, and I'm happy to make that video for you. All right. So with that, let's move to the next one, which is the API piece that I wanted to show. All right, so the next demo that I wanted to do was really around the functionality where they have provided the granular usage, right? So you're able to actually look at the usage from different API keys, which is pretty interesting because in the production scenario, you might have spun up like multiple different APIs for different projects, and that is what you are able to now track for every individual KPI. And then you can actually click on that particular API as well for the usage, and then they've also provided the usage based on different types of functionalities, right? Content generation and live API for individual models as well, which is very detailed, right? For example, like, how much did you use 3.5, right? How much did you use the anti-gravity one? It's pretty detailed now, and you're able to see all of these pretty easily. You can also see billing for individual projects. So you can see the tier that you have, right? Depending on each type of project that you have. So I think this whole dashboard is pretty cool, where you are able to see all of these different things, which I thought was pretty interesting, right? So that's something I wanted to share so that you can understand the granularity in which you can go now with Google AI Studio. The last thing which I wanted to share was, you can actually select any of the apps. So for example, if I select this particular app, you now have the capability to go ahead and export this directly to Antigravity, right? Which is another interesting and latest feature. So you're able to continue the build from here directly into Antigravity. Then of course you can obviously download this as a zip file. And then here you have the capability to obviously publish this in GitHub as well. So that has been there for a while, but the anti-gravity one is the latest one. So that is what I wanted to also share as part of this video. All right, so those were the 6 big ones. I think, as I mentioned in the beginning, there are a few more things that is not yet in the AI Studio, which is, I believe there is a native mobile app coming for AI Studio. That's what I've heard. And then also capability to publish directly whatever app you would build here directly in Play Store. That's another one. So it's going to be very interesting to see all of that. As I mentioned earlier, I'm happy to do a couple of follow-up videos if you guys are interested. One is on remote agents, and the second one is a deeper dive on workspace apps connected directly to AI Studio. So please let me know in the comment section if you guys are interested in those, and I'll be happy to make one. But I hope you found this valuable. As always, if you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section, and I'll try my best to answer those. And if you guys are new here, please let me know how you felt. If you liked it, please hit that like button and definitely subscribe to the channel so that you can get to see videos like this in the future. Thank you once again for your time. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.